We'll open the floor for questions for the brothers to answer. So who's got the first question? Or looking for hands?
Come on, y'all.
Well, I have a question. My name is Shanae. I'm a guest of Shashada's. And I don't know your record, actually, so I would actually love to hear you speak as well. But that's okay.
I may throw 2 cents or so in there every once in a while.
Okay. So my question, and I love that you said the truth. And you would think that some kind of way, I guess I've been scarred, but I haven't, as far as, you know, male leaving me for a white female or what have you, but I have always been curious. So just from a man perspective, if y'all can please be honest, what is it?
About a white woman, what she means is that. What is it about?
Yeah, that's common. Just give me a minute.
Right.
I really, okay, what is it about, even I understand maybe the curiosity because of the media, what have you, but what is it about the desire at your core that black men have for white women? Time out. Not you per se, but then you tell me you studied, and so I'm just wondering. I'm speaking on behalf of your brothers, so to speak. That's okay. So not you all per se. You guys have to please respect the question. First thing we cannot do is beat each other up. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to ask the panel. If you guys can't, then that's fine too.
So, like Brother Omari said, actually a lot of it stems from subliminal messaging. I know for me as a child, you know, all the pictures of pretty girls were white girls. All the pictures of handsome men were white men. You know, all the heroes, Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, all the guys that were on the TV shows that were smart, handsome, fast, quick, they were white guys. All the pretty girls, you know, Daisy Dukes and things like that. So the women that I saw portrayed in the movies were on roots, or they downplayed their beauty, and to me that was that played out in my mind as a young person. I never really was attracted to white women or white girls, but there was a point in time in my life when I was younger that I thought it was okay to date them. I thought it would be okay, and so I went out with 2 white girls when I was in college. I did.
No judging.
Right. But so 2 things came up immediately. One of them, I was very uncomfortable with them, and I was uncomfortable. Like I felt like I was betraying my sisters, and it was just a real strong sense of uncomfortability. So I tried it and I just didn't like it. So I don't know if any of these other guys like it.
That was
especially that one.
What I'm saying. That's why I asked black men, because believe it or not, I've always my whole life, and I think a lot of us, we think y'all are like the bomb. So that was my question: was how does both of us come from the same? Baby. Okay, let me not. How do we come from the same background, but we think dark black men represent strength?
Yes.
And then our brothers. So this is always curious, and I'm glad I opened this question because you got something to say. How does it reach the black men? It's the complete opposite. I'm just asking psychologically. So, okay.
I mean, other than the pervasiveness of media and how that affects people's minds, I think people really underestimate the power of the media and how it affects how you think, how it affects how you feel. And they are, and so some people just get caught with that, and they wonder. I do have a friend today who he loves white women. He had a beautiful black wife. One time, me and him were out. Real beautiful chocolate girl came up to him, gave him her number. He never called her. And but he's on like wife number 3, white wife. So and I don't understand that. So, I don't really know.
Like, I don't know.
Well, in my experience, my earliest experience was when I was a young man, and I'd never been with a white woman. I'd never been really interested in them. But those people I know who were, it came down to the base nature that they were easy. I mean, when you were a young man, you had those guys that had the suave and the perseverance to win the hearts and minds of a black girl, and they tended to be more conservative, you know. And then those who couldn't compete, they knew the easiest place to go was a white girl, and they would get all that plus some, and they would get away with a lot more than they would with a black girl. So it's always been, from my perspective, a thing about, I guess, warriorship, not to debase it, but most of the time those men who couldn't find success with black women tend to find an easier target, and they tend to get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good answer.
There are a lot of dynamics that create that. For instance, if a young black child gets traumatized by a mother or a female, he may grow up with a fear of black women. I know black men who have dated white women from different perspectives, such as what this brother said earlier. But those that I have met personally and got inside their heads, I always found out that they suffered some type of emotional trauma with grandma or mama that caused them to grow up with a fear. Then there's other black men who have this idea, I'm going to be a successful black man in America. That means he's got to get an education, get that degree, he's got to get that 80K job, he's got to get that foreign automobile, he's got to get that house in the suburbs, and then he's got to get the capstone to the pyramid. What is a capstone? A white woman. So you got to understand what's in here. And they're depending on the person you're talking to, because what you said earlier applies to a lot of our sisters as well. Because you can be a black man in the workplace around other white men, and you have 4 or 5 black women, and they'll look at you sideways, but over there having such great conversations with Bob and Jerry and Jack, and act like you're not even in the house. So these dynamics, ain't nobody missed this. It's on both sides, because right now that sister who's on that show with that white president, come on. Do you not know that black women, the intrigue for black women and white men is up skyrocketing across America? Come on, it's a whole different, that role has now flipped. You're now seeing black women go after white men. And across the water, they're actually teaching, in West Africa, they're actually teaching their daughters how to avoid poverty in places like Senegal. They're looking for white men. And 80% of the white men that they hook up with over there in Africa